Carl Jung, the great Swiss psychiatrist, had a way of making our personalities sound like something out of an ancient spellbook. He described different ways we perceive and interact with reality, and one of the most elusive, almost mystical, magical, and wonderful of these is introverted intuition, or ni, or an I, whatever you want to call it, whatever you fancy. If you've ever met someone who seems to just know things, even though they can't explain how, congratulations, you've encountered ni in the wild, not the actual ni, introverted intuition. Please get that right. Thank you. So, what is introverted intuition? Let's break it down in a way that you overworked, coffee-dependent mortals can grasp. And if I am able to do exactly that, then do subscribe. If you're not willing to subscribe, then hey, you're cute, you're awesome, and absolutely fantastic. If that didn't work, then I will personally send an email to McDonald's to explain why the milkshake machine never works. Alright, so enough yapping about. What is introverted intuition? Let's imagine that your brain is a detective, but not a regular detective, not the boring kind, but the kind of detective who walks into a crime scene, glances around for half a second, and then mutters, "It was the butler." That's ni. It's an inner knowing, a deep subconscious pattern recognition system that doesn't need step-by-step reasoning. Instead, it leaps straight to the answer, just as one would leap to the answer that you guys are wonderfully cute and cutely wonderful. Jung described introverted intuition as the function that perceives reality from within, through the unconscious. He wrote, "Intuition gives outlook and insight. It revels in the garden of magical possibilities as if they were real." This means that ni isn't concerned with cold, hard facts. It's more like a dreamer seeing potential futures unfold before their eyes, like an ill person suddenly becoming well after seeing your face. Okay, maybe not the last part, but I'm sure that happens a lot with you guys. Naughty, naughty. Jung noted that ni is focused on the unknown, on glimpsing what lies beneath the surface of life, time, and space. While some people, looking at you extroverted sensors, are busy noticing the color of their shoes, ni types are out here contemplating the nature of time, the predictable fate of civilizations, and whether reality itself is just a dream. Alright, so we need to look into some of the traits of introverted intuition to understand them better, or so you can understand yourself better, or so you can understand him or her better. Actually, why are you here watching this? I really want to know, you sneaky viewers. So how do you spot someone with dominant ni? Well, they often exhibit the following traits. Visionary vibes. So they can predict outcomes way before anyone else. But if you ask them how, they'll just shrug and say, "Don't ask me how I did it, I just did it, it was hard." Jung himself remarked, "The introverted intuitive has a very characteristic difficulty with words. His problem is to translate his highly subjective experience into a language which is not just subjective." This explains why introverted intuition users struggle to articulate This explains why ni users struggle to articulate their insights. God damn, if that don't make you say whoa, then I don't know what. Okay. The next thing about ni people is that they live in the future. The present moment, that's very cute, but an ni dominant person like an intj or an infj is mentally already in the next decade, alright? They are also abstract thinkers. So if you ask them how their day was, they might say, "It was like a river flowing towards an unseen horizon." And they also use few words, but they have really big ideas. So they might not talk much, but when they do, it sounds like a philosopher just emerged from a cave after a decade of meditation. Also, they're very obsessed with meaning. Every little event, every dream, every song lyric, it all means something to them. Nothing is just random. Okay, so how does introverted intuition work in daily life? And why is it both a blessing and a curse? So let's say an knee-dominant person walks into a party. Within 5 minutes, they already know which couple is going to break up soon, which certainly is not us, thank you, who secretly hates their job, what the vibe of the entire night is going to be, so on and so forth. The problem is they don't have any concrete evidence for this knowledge, well, most of the times. If someone asks, okay, but how do you know? They'll struggle to explain. I just do is the best they can offer. This can make new users seem mysterious, wise, or let's be honest, a little creepy. Joe Goldberg. Their minds are constantly working in the background, making connections and predicting outcomes, even when they are doing something mundane like making toast. A knee user isn't just making toast, you see. They're actually contemplating whether the process of bread becoming toast is a metaphor for human transformation and existential suffering, which, by the way, it totally is. Jung said, "The images of the unconscious place a great responsibility upon a man. Failure to understand them or a shirking of ethical responsibility deprives him of his wholeness and imposes a painful fragmentariness on his life." Very hard word to pronounce that. Fragmentariness. This means that knee-dominant types must take their insights seriously. They are meant to see beyond the surface and guide others. Jung believed that knee works closely with the unconscious mind. You see, it gathers information in the background, often through symbols, dreams, and gut feelings, and then spits out insights seemingly out of nowhere. This is why many new users experience sudden realizations. They may not consciously work through a problem, but at 3 a.m. their brain just delivers the answer, like an Amazon Prime delivery. Knee can also manifest in visionary thinking. Well, duh. Jung described knee users as being drawn towards the mystical and the metaphysical. So he stated, your visions will become clear only when you can look into your own heart. Who looks outside dreams, who looks inside awakes. Knee users are constantly peering into their own depths, searching for hidden meaning. Carl Jung gave us the gift of understanding different cognitive functions, and knee is one of the most fascinating of them all. It's the function of the visionaries, the philosophers, the prophets, and the occasional forgetful genius who walks into a room and immediately forgets why they are there. Introverted intuition is, of course, a paradox. It sees what others miss, yet it struggles to explain itself. It's powerful, yet sometimes impractical. It's a gift, a burden, a superpower, an existential headache. But for those who have it, there's no other way to live. After all, who wouldn't want to see the deeper meaning behind everything, except, of course, for why they just really need to find their car keys. And hey, there we have it, the explanation of introverted intuition. Thanks for getting to this point. It was lovely sharing this moment with you guys, and I hope you subscribe to me and share this video so we can reach more people that might want to understand me. See you guys, and please take time to process this.